When we look at her offensive grade, she is going to get a B grade. This was close to a B+, but then I remembered.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. If you're curious about any other hero in Empires and Puzzles, you can view my website at anchorgame.com. There you will find I've graded every single hero with a calibrated team of graders. This resource will always be free. Thinking about supporting the hero grades and the breakdown videos? You're welcome to donate. Otherwise, feel free to share this resource with a friend. I have my exclusive line group called Anchor Cove, where you gain access to myself and tons of other experienced players with on-demand information and resources. If that piques your interest, all that information is on the opening page of my website with a short video. Let me dive into today's hero breakdown.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be doing a brand new hero breakdown on Kelly. She's got 675 on her attack, 688 on her defense, and 935 on her health. Statistically, her attack power is not that great. Defense is her health total, it's okay. Not the greatest, but about average in terms of the 4 stars. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is a free massive turn-based dark fantasy RPG. To try this game out, all you gotta do, go to the video description, click on the special links. You'll receive 100,000 silver and 1 free champion, Accolade. All your treasure, it's available for the next 30 days and for new players, and it's waiting for you right over here. She is a fast hero. She's part of the classic heroes, which means you could definitely pull her out of the training camps. When we look at her hero specials, she deals 320% damage to the target. The target receives 306 damage over 6 turns. So essentially, she's a weaker version of Marjana, the 5-star. She does have some attributing factors that make her somewhat useful. You're dealing 320% damage is quite a bit, especially for 4 stars. And then she's dealing at 306 damage over 6 turns. And then also running at fast speed, it does definitely help out. With her being a rogue class hero, that means that she's bouncing out of the way if she's on defense. Could be a very useful tool for her to have. I really like that talent for her. When we look at her Titan grade, she is going to get a C grade on her Titan. The reason being is she has really low attack power at 675. She's not going to be utilized on the Titans very much at all. Possibly the only way that you would be using her is if you have a bunch of emblems and you're putting on her and she gets really high attack power. Overall, her hero special isn't going to do much in terms of giving you high tile damage. I wouldn't recommend using her at all. She is going to get a C grade there. When we look at her offensive grade, she is going to get a B grade. This was close to a B+, but then I remembered we're comparing 4 stars against 5 stars. She does have some usability on offense to where she's running at fast speed, dealing 320% damage and then 306 damage over 6 turns. So quite useful, especially if you're battling against maybe some other 4 stars. Could be useful. Not going to be really much of a hero or a factor later on in the game because there's just a lot better heroes that are dealing direct damage and damage over time. She is going to get a B grade there. When we look at her defensive grade, she is going to get a C as far as the tank grade goes. With her just hitting a single target, dealing damage over time, it's not really going to be useful. And then when you look at her defensive stats, they're not that great. I wouldn't recommend this hero at all on defense, especially in the tank position, because she's just too much of a liability and isn't going to really impact the board too much, especially when she goes off. When we look at her flank grade, she is going to get another C grade there. I wouldn't recommend using her as a flank at all. I think that there's a lot better heroes, especially even if you're using 4-star heroes on your defense. You could potentially be using a lot better heroes in the flank. This isn't one of them. When we look at her wing grade, she is going to get a B grade. I think this is where she is the most impacting and helpful. If you do need a hero on your defense, she could potentially fit in that wing grade. Going over there in the very far corner. But just remember, if you're comparing 4 stars to 5 stars, I prefer 5 stars with emblems with maybe a lower grade because they're going to have a lot more defensive stats and they're going to be able to stay alive a lot longer. But if you got to use her, you could definitely put her in the wing. She is going to get a B grade. Overall, defensively, she is going to get a C grade. I'm not really that big of a fan of using her on defense. There's a lot better heroes that are out there. When we look at her weekly raid grade, she is going to get a B on rush attack. With her running at fast speed, it's not going to be too much of a factor switching over and going into very fast speed, but it's still going to be quite helpful because she's going to be dealing a decent amount of damage and then damage over time. Running now at very fast speed, you could potentially snipe out people and then kill them with the damage over time. I do see that there is some usability there on rush attack. When we look at her buff grade, she is going to get a B grade there. The only reason being is she's running at fast speed, so she's just essentially just killing the other teammate. Could be quite helpful there. And when I'm doing these weekly raid grades, these are 4 stars alone by themselves when I'm considering the weekly raid grade, because the raid tournaments are typically broken down into 4, 3, 5 stars. So with her, I'm just considering her as a 4-star on the weekly raid grades, whereas her other grades are based on 5 stars as well. And when we look at her Bloody Battle grade, she is going to get an A grade there. I do appreciate her on Bloody Battle with her running at fast speed, hitting a single target, and they can't heal. She's dealing the damage over time. I could see that she is quite useful in Bloody Battle. So when we look at her overall grade, she is going to get a B- grade. There are a lot better heroes out there, especially in the 4 stars that are in the reds. There's a lot of really great heroes to pick from. This one isn't that great. She's one of those heroes that I got and I never really leveled up, never really considered too much. Maybe you could use her. She does fit in as a sniper, dealing some damage over time, so could be really helpful. But overall, I think there are just some better heroes out there. So thanks so much for watching this content. Please make sure you subscribe, you turn those notifications on, and I'll see you on the next video.